What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Film Vault, where today we're breaking down the 1985 low-budget comedy Teen Wolf. We'll get into how this movie became one of the biggest surprise successes of the decade, key behind-the-scenes details, and casting choices that could have completely changed the film. And that's only the beginning. Number 20. It all begins with Michael J. Fox's time on the popular NBC show Family Ties. In 1982, he was playing Alex P. Keaton, the clever and funny teenager that everyone loved. But in Season 2, Meredith Baxter, who plays his mother on the show, announced that she was pregnant with twins. Things changed when her doctor told her she needed to go on mandatory bed rest, and that caused the show to pause filming, and suddenly Fox had a lot of extra time on his hands. That's when his agent saw an opportunity and handed him the script for Teen Wolf, a small, low-budget film that was ready to start. With the timing just right and the production plan to last only 5 weeks, Fox decided to take the leap and admitted in his memoir, Future Boy, that it would be his very first leading role in a film. Even though it was a quirky story and meant wearing 25 pounds of yak hair, he signed on, and the rest became history. Number 19. The Howard family house is located at 1727 Bushnell Avenue in South Pasadena and was on the same block where another famous movie, Back to the Future, was filmed. Director Robert Zemeckis chose the block as the location for Lorraine Baines' 1955 house, and while Fox was filming Teen Wolf there in the late 1984, he could see the Back to the Future crew scouting the locations. But what he didn't know was he had already been considered and rejected for the role of Marty McFly. His Family Ties showrunner, Gary David Goldberg, had turned down the offer on his behalf without ever telling him. After casting Eric Stoltz to play Marty, the Back to the Future team eventually realized that he was not the right fit for the part. At around 4 or 5 weeks into production, Stoltz would be fired, and that's when they brought Fox in to replace him. It wasn't an easy schedule for Fox. He had to work long hours, filming Family Ties during the day and Back to the Future at night. Even with the tough routine, he made it work, and the movie became a huge success.
You feed me grapes?
Don't push your luck.
You tickle my paws?
Number 18. Before Teen Wolf, Rod Daniel worked in television, directing and producing shows like WKRP in Cincinnati. He got the Teen Wolf job because of one key moment. Michael J. Fox interviewed directors and asked each of them what the movie was about. Most of them said a werewolf, and Daniel gave a different answer, saying it's about a father and son. That answer stood out, and he got the job. It would shape the whole movie, the emotional scenes between Scott and his dad, and the heartfelt moments during the championship game all came from Daniel's focus on the father-son relationship. After Teen Wolf, Daniel directed other hits like Father Like Son, K-9, and Beethoven's Second, and he passed away April of 2016 at the age of 73. His family would honor him by requesting donations to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research. You're still here, and that means that you love this video. Feel free to hit the subscribe button because it's the best way to support the channel.
You knew about this and you didn't tell me?
I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Sometimes it skips a generation. I was hoping it would pass you by.
Number 17. The entire movie was made in only 21 days, which may be surprising, but 1 full week out of those 21 days would be set aside just to do the basketball scenes. Michael J. Fox, who stands at 5'4", had trained for 2 weeks with a basketball coach to get ready for the role. The crew worked hard to make it believable, but things did not go as planned. According to Rod Daniel, about an hour of the footage was so bad that he's on record as saying that somewhere in a vault is about an hour of the most embarrassing sports footage ever taken. A basketball player from Loyola Marymount named Jeff Glosser performed all of the dunks in the movie, and Glosser had spent 3.5 hours in makeup to transform into the wolf before filming. If you look closely, the wolf doing the dunks appears taller and more muscular, and according to People magazine, Glosser's effort had made the scenes realistic and memorable. Number 16. The famous van surfing scene where Styles rides on top of a moving van to the Beach Boys song Surfin' USA was done by Jerry Levine, who played Styles. He performed the stunt himself, and to keep him safe, a steel cable was attached to his pants and bolted to the roof of the van. There's also another cable secured around his waist. Paramedics were there in case anything went wrong, and the scene would be filmed on Sherman Way in North Hollywood, with the van driving back and forth on a quiet street. At the time, Levine was 27 years old and eventually took a step back from acting to make a significant mark as a director, working on popular shows like Boy Meets World, Monk, Everybody Hates Chris, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That night they built the platform, we got out on top of it, they put a wire around my waist and a wire through my pants that went down through the roof of the van and anchored it to the base of the van so that if I fell off, I wouldn't actually hit the ground.
Number 15. According to co-writer Jeff Loeb, the idea for the urban surfing stunt came straight from his college days at Columbia University's film program. Late at night, he and his friends would stand on top of moving cars as they cruised along empty streets, and whenever a low traffic light came to view, they would bang on the car roof to signal the driver to slow down so they could duck just in time. Loeb thought this crazy experience was unforgettable, so he wrote it into the script in just 3 weeks. Jerry Levine shared that he got the idea for his character's classic style from Rod Daniel. He remembers that when they first met, Daniel showed up with music playing loud, wearing sunglasses and a cigarette in his mouth, and full of confidence and coolness. The man responsible for Michael J. Fox's werewolf look was Jeff Dawn. Listed as Jefferson Dawn in the credits, he came from a famous Hollywood family of makeup artists. His grandfather Jack had led MGM's makeup department and worked on The Wizard of Oz. His father Robert had also had a long career. Jeff continued the tradition and later on would win an Oscar in 1991 for his work on Terminator 2: Judgment Day. He went on to be Arnold Schwarzenegger's personal makeup artist for 19 movies, including Total Recall and Batman and Robin. The transformation process took more than 4 hours every time to make the werewolf look realistic, and Jeff worked with Steve Laporte, who later became known for his work on Beetlejuice, and they formed a creative technique. They used inflatable bladders under foam prosthetics to make the skin appear like it was moving on camera. Number 13. The wolf suit in Teen Wolf was no fun for Michael J. Fox. Producer Scott Rosenfeld revealed in an interview that the suit was hand-woven from yak hair and weighed 25 pounds. In his memoir, Fox mentioned that it was so itchy it drove him nuts, and some days he would take it off, throw it to the ground, and refuse to put it back on. The facial transformation would take 4 hours, gluing the yak hair directly onto his face. Combine that with the heavy, scratchy suit, and you've got one of the most uncomfortable comedy costumes of all time.
You're just some kind of animal.
Freak, slap your head. Come on, freak. Get back here. Look at me.
Number 12. James Hampton would first audition for the role of Coach Bobby Finstock. You may know Hampton from his roles in The Longest Yard or Elias Smith and Jones. But Michael J. Fox saw something and asked him to read for Harold Howard, the father. Hampton landed the role of Harold, but would be stuck in a 4-hour makeup chair every day. The heavy makeup made him feel trapped and claustrophobic all throughout the entire shoot. The coach role that Hampton originally auditioned for went to Jay Tarsis, a TV writer who rarely acted in films. Number 11. The coach in the movie may be the funniest of characters in the whole film, but he wasn't an actor at all. Jay Tarsis was better known for his work behind the scenes and worked as a writer and executive producer on the Bob Newhart Show in the 70s. He created Buffalo Bill, starring Dabney Coleman, and The Days and Nights of Molly Dodd. But when it comes to acting, Tarsis only made one appearance in a feature film, and that was his hilarious carefree coach role in Teen Wolf. He left a big impression with funny lines like, "There are 3 rules that I live by: never get less than 12 hours sleep, never play cards with a guy who has the same first name as a city, and never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body." According to Turner Movie Classics, this was his only acting role in a theatrical film.
Let me give you a little advice. There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep, never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city, and never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body.
Number 10. On August 9th of 1985, Mark Holton made his debut as Francis, the spoiled rich kid who stole Pee-wee's beloved bike in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. 2 weeks later, he hit the screen again playing Chubby, the underdog basketball player in Teen Wolf. He revealed in August of 2025 that Michael J. Fox had played an unexpected role in shaping the chubby character. He said that him and Michael just hit it off so much that Michael made suggestions. Holton shared that those ideas would transform Chubby into the ultimate underdog player who could pull off comedic yet impressive moves on the court. Beyond the classic comedies, he went on to play the henchman of the villain in The Naked Gun and even starred alongside a then unknown Jennifer Aniston in 1993's cult horror hit Leprechaun. Number 9. The bit part Brad from Teen Wolf was the beginning for Doug Savant. In 1985, Doug was a college dropout from UCLA, working as a delivery driver for his cousin's place, Dino's Pizza. He was juggling acting auditions with his day job chasing a big dream, and that same year appeared in party scenes of Teen Wolf and landed a part in Secret Admirer. Doug did not give up on his dreams, and his hard work paid off. Years later, he made TV history by playing Matt Fielding on Melrose Place, one of the first openly gay lead characters in a network drama. He then became Tom Scavo on Desperate Housewives and won 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards with the cast.
Hey, it's just a game. You bozos better shape up out there. I can't do this all by myself.
Number 8. Lisa Boof Marconi would be based on one of the writer's actual high school girlfriends. The unique nickname did not come from a writer's room brainstorming session, but straight out of the memories of either Jeff Loeb or Matthew Weissman. Boof's role in the movie was brought to life by actress Susan Arcidi. She wasn't just a quirky love interest for Scott, but also someone who kept him grounded emotionally. After Teen Wolf, she then married producer Jonathan Scheinberg in 1992 and resides in Brentwood. Today, she stays active by writing, producing, and acting, while proudly acknowledging her iconic role on her Instagram, saying, "Yes, I was Boof from Teen Wolf."
Boof, how the hell are you?
Say no.
No.
Great talking to you.
Number 7. The "What Are You Looking At, Dick Nose" t-shirt worn by Styles in Teen Wolf is one of the most remembered jokes from an 80s teen movie, but the shirt wasn't even the original. Behind the scenes, producers at Atlantic Releasing Corporation thought the original phrase was just too offensive for a family-friendly audience. So at the last minute, they switched it to the now famous line you see in the movie. Shirts like "Life Sucks and Then You Die" and "Obnoxious the Movie" also became iconic after Teen Wolf hit the big screen. Interestingly, the idea for the t-shirts came straight from the film's director, who had grabbed the slogans from screenwriters. Even Styles' overall style would be toned down compared to what writers had originally imagined, making him a more tidy version of their wild vision. Number 6. In December of 2008, Gregory Alfonso White Jr., a 29-year-old defensive end for Tampa Bay Buccaneers, decided to change his name, and the court approved his request. That's when he became Styles G. White, saying that it was his best friend's name and he always liked it. However, his best friend was not a real person. It was Styles, the fan-favorite character from the 1985 movie Teen Wolf. In 2007, he had led the Buccaneers with 8 sacks and ranked second in the NFL for forced fumbles. He then retired in 2012 with 49 career sacks. But his connection to his new name does not end there. In 2022, he began writing a weekly Buccaneers column for the St. Pete Catalyst, still proudly using the name he picked as a nod to Styles. Number 5. The Beaver mascot logo in Teen Wolf was not made just for the film. It's actually the real logo of Oregon State University's Beaver Athletics. You can spot it all throughout on jerseys, banners, and jackets, and the credits also give a quiet thanks to friends from Fremont. Strangely, there's no Fremont, Nebraska in the movie, and Beacon Town isn't even real. The hidden message links back to one of the writers who had ties to the University of Nebraska. If you look close, you can spot a Husker Power calendar in Coach Finstock's office and another Husker calendar in the Howard family kitchen. They're sneaky little Easter eggs that most people would miss. With a modest $4 million budget, filmmakers had worked hard to slip in these clues, creating layers of detail that fans could discover over time. Number 4. In the original script, Scott Howard was supposed to become so famous that he got invited to be a guest on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. This would have shown how far his fame had spread, but the director decided to cut it before it was filmed. He thought that the Tonight Show scene was going too far, believing that Teen Wolf wasn't just a silly comedy about a werewolf, but a meaningful story about father and son. Adding this scene during Scott's celebrity rise may have hurt the movie's emotional tone, and that's why Daniel cut the idea during the scripting stage. Number 3. For over 30 years, fans believed in an urban legend about Teen Wolf. The rumor said that in the final celebration, an extra in the bleachers accidentally exposed himself on camera. Shows like Family Guy and VH1 spread the story and made it more famous. Some fans claimed they saw something shocking. The rumor led to strange claims, like a man telling a Minnesota radio station that he was the Flasher. IMDb even listed Chris Haggerty as fan number 2, but the real Christina Haggerty later said the story wasn't true. Finally, in 2017, the truth would come out. Scream Factory released a special collector's edition Blu-ray, which included a detailed 2K scan of the film and a documentary called Never Say Die, the story of Teen Wolf. When the footage was closely examined, it turned out the Flasher was actually a woman wearing tight 80s jeans. The shoot ran late into the night, and during breaks, some of the extras would unzip their jeans to get more comfortable. One extra forgot to zip back up for the final scene, and that's what the audience saw. Number 2. At Columbia University, Jeff Loeb studied film and had teachers like Paul Schrader. Later, Atlantic Releasing wanted a low-budget teen comedy after the success of Valley Girl, and that's when he and his writing partner Matthew Weissman pitched the idea for Teen Wolf. It only took them 3 weeks to complete the script, and the movie hit theaters in August of 1985. Just 6 weeks later, their next big project, Commando, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, came out. After writing Burglar in 1987 with Whoopi Goldberg, Loeb switched gears to create unforgettable comic book stories. He wrote Batman: The Long Halloween, which had inspired Christopher Nolan's Batman movies, and Superman for All Seasons, the base for Smallville. He even worked on shows like Smallville, Lost, and Heroes, and from 2010 to 2019, he became the head of television at Marvel Entertainment, leading hit series like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Number 1. The filmmakers had no idea what was about to happen on the movie's opening day. They went to a matinee screening in Los Angeles, and only 4 people showed up. Disappointed, they then left and had a gloomy dinner, but decided to give it another shot. That evening, they went to a showing in Westwood near UCLA, and this time the theater was packed full, and the crowd went wild, cheering and laughing. The very next day, Teen Wolf opened at number 2 in the box office, just behind Back to the Future, which also starred Michael J. Fox. The movie earned an incredible $33 million in the US and around $80 million worldwide. Considering its small budget of just $1.2 to $4 million, it became one of the most profitable films of all time. For every dollar spent, it made about $66, landing in the top 1.5% of films with the highest returns. Now, I know you love this video, so be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you know every time we upload another one. Have any recommendations? Leave them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.